Where are the nurses? Don't you notice the invisibility of nurses when it comes to news media? Every time I watch television, the headlines of the news would always be on
politics, police, armies, terrorism, corruption, entertainment, business, and economics.
nurses are barely seen and barely talk on news media. Even before the pandemic, when things are still normal, they've never been a talk of the nation. But during this pandemic, they are regarded as our frontliners, the health workers, because they are sacrificing or risking their lives in the hospitals, wherein it is very prone to COVID 19 patients and that it is very prone to the COVID virus. Not knowing what will be the effect of it to them, not thinking if they're going to be infected or not, just to fulfill their duties and responsibilities as nurses. Because it is a call of duty. They are there to take care of us, to take care of the sick people, to take care of the COVID 19 patients. During interviews or news about health, don't you notice that health experts are the one who are being interviewed? Doctors, um, Secretary of Health, the Undersecretary of Health, especially during this pandemic. There were no, or like nurses were barely interviewed. Their thoughts or their rants were barely asked, especially during this pandemic. Nurses also made a big contribution or made a big role, especially during this pandemic. But why is it that we barely see them on news? But despite of all those things, we must know the worth of nurses. We must give thanks to them. We must salute all of them for all of their hard works, not just during this pandemic, but all the way out, because they were a big help, especially when it comes to our health, especially when we go to hospitals, because they're the ones who take care of us, especially when we are sick, until we get well. So, despite being invisible in the news media, we must know all of their big work that they have done all throughout